long year.
A very long year.
We all lost out on some of the things we enjoy.
As well as the people we loved.
And us college athletes struggled mightily. But thanks to many people,
We're back this year doing what we love.
bowling!
So sit back and enjoy.
The 2021 Intercollegiate Bowling Championships are next.
This is Grand Rapids, Michigan, the state's second largest city, situated along the Grand River and a few minutes from the Spectrum Entertainment Complex, which this year hosts the ISC Intercollegiate Women's Singles Championship. 4 bowlers have made the semifinals, hoping to win a national title. Here is the PPAA road to the finals. In our first semifinal match, Marissa Carey of Indiana Tech in Fort Wayne takes on Anna Olaja of North Carolina A&T. Then Isabel Allen, who's from England, also from McHenry near St. Louis, takes on Katie Robb of Delaware State. The winners match up for the national championship in one-game match format bowling. Hello, college bowling fans, and welcome to Wyoming, Michigan, outside Grand Rapids. It's great to have you with us, Dave Ryan, alongside the Hall of Famer Kelly Kulick. And Kelly, it's a big sigh of relief because we're back with collegiate bowling on CBS Sports Network after missing out last year.
You said it, Dave. So excited to be back and be commentating again. Last year about this time, the whole world hit pause or even stop. But guess what? It's now time to press play and kick it off with some highlights of great collegiate bowling.
Truly international feel here, Kelly, because half of the 4 players in the semifinals are from overseas, so this will be quite a display of talent, right?
Absolutely, Dave. And you know, I think about all the international players that are on the ladies tour where they've come from colleges. Not only do coaches get to tap the pool of the U.S., but now expanding internationally, finding some great players, really starting to develop their teams and make the talent rise to the top. So great fierce competition starting now with the Ladies Singles Championship.
Well, I've got 4 players here in the semifinals. ISC Women's Singles Championship coming up on CBS Sports Network. 4 players share one dream to win the 2021 ISC Championship. Only one will reach the top of the mountain. Find out who that is next here on CBS Sports Network. Getting set for the first semifinal ISC Women's Intercollegiate Championships from just outside Grand Rapids. A moment ago, Kelly caught up with our first 2 competitors.
Marissa, you have mentioned working with Cindy Brummett in the past. She's now a collegiate coach for another team, but you talked about positive affirmations. Could you give us an example of what that positive affirmation is and what it's done for your confidence coming into the semifinal match?
For me personally, it's really helped me just give me that extra boost because I tend to doubt myself quite a bit. I just been telling myself everything that I want to hear to myself. If my teammates were here, I knew those were things they would say to me, and it's just giving me that extra push when I need it.
Anna, you have been a member of the youth team for Team Columbia. You've had extensive training with them. How has that training helped you coming into the semifinal match and hopefully going on to the championships?
It has helped me a lot. The experience of bowling internationally, it's definitely something that weighs a lot. So yay.
Well, good luck, Anna, and thank you very much.
Thank you.
From Indiana Tech, Marissa Carey.
Time to bowl from Spectrum Entertainment Complex outside Grand Rapids. And Marissa Carey will get us going in our first semifinal. She'll get to the correct lane. She's good to go here. The school in Fort Wayne, Indiana. She's from Hobart, Indiana in Chicagoland. Get started, left lane. Nice shot.
Kicks off this first match. Beautiful X on the board.
From North Carolina A&T, Anna Sophia Elijah.
Here is Anna. Originally from Cali, Colombia, and then moved to Bogota as a youngster, representing North Carolina. A&T the Aggies from Greensboro, North Carolina. Really talented right-hander. A little shy in the interview. That might be an understatement. She is very soft-spoken. Off the lanes. On, though, does her tucking. Right lane. 4-pin.
Well, great shot by both ladies for this first opening frame for them each.
You just know, Kelly. I mean, you've been in this situation so many times in your Hall of Fame career. Her nerves have got to be pretty strong right now.
Yeah, you know, I have to say they do get a little bit lighter and lesser over the course of time, and the more time you're on TV, you just feel like you have that experience. But the jitters are good. You want the butterflies. That means you're passionate about it. You love doing it.
Anna comes from Colombia, a country that has produced so many great bowlers. Currently on the PWBA Tour. Maria Jose Rodriguez, Clara Guerrero, Rocio Restrepo, among many. Single pin spare. Anna's got that. As we check in, Kelly, with a future for the sport oil pattern here today.
Yeah, the women are bowling on a 30-foot pattern, medium volume and a medium scoring pace. They're using current. You can see this is all the forward oil pattern being 38 feet, but there's no taper. So what that means, when the ball ends here across the pattern, it wants to hook immediately to the left side. All the ladies on the lanes are right-handed, so they feel like they have to get forced further left quicker than normally playing straighter on this pattern. So again, keep the ball in front of them, try to keep it in front of the head pin, just to the outside of it, and keep the angle small.
Anna Olaja.
Just like that.
There you go. Late trip 10.
Sliding 27, 28, 19, 18 at the arrows. Kicks out the 10 with no problem. So you have that 38-foot pattern. We say the rule of 31 break point would be about the 7. But because the ladies are playing deeper inside, it's going to be more around the 10 board. So always a starting point, but can move over the course of the breakdown.
Back to Marissa from Indiana Tech of Fort Wayne. The Warriors on the right lane. That looks high, almost the big 4. Could have been worse.
Yeah,
4,
she
6,
stepped
7.
out that quick.
And some early trouble in this one-game match format.
Marissa really gets her footwork moving fast. She kind of popped up really far out the foul lane. So now right there, there's the middle of the 12 board. We want to think it's right just the outside of that hash marker indicator. Stronger ball.
That's cover. 6-pin up, or early open frame for Marissa Carey. So she'll cross over now. Have to think about things and adjustments on the left lane.
.38-foot pattern means there's 22 feet left of the lane, so you still have 1/3 of the lane to cover before the ball enters its way to the pocket.
Almost a 199 average, as you saw.
Yep. I always say angle to the pocket and angle through the pocket.
Good one, Coach. I like it. Left lane, not better.
Five-step approach, nice low ball swing. Really great hand action at the bottom of the swing. Great camera angles from our guys.
Nine spare and strike for Anna, who graduates from North Carolina A&T with a journalism degree tomorrow. Little problem we'll get into on that. Not an easy trip. Trip 10-pin. That's an easier trip.
Catching the early
what she's
double.
got for graduation. We'll tell you that story after we break her down a little bit. Here we go.
Yeah, five-step approach. Really quick with the feet. So the women with the more petite stature tend to get their feet running and going faster so they can generate the power. Look at how far the left arm is up in the air. But now when she starts to slide forward, the head is nice and still. Left hand recoils, great deep knee bend as the knee extends itself over that left toe. And again, for a woman of petite stature, she really generates a lot of energy and power at the release point.
Looks for the turkey here. 32-pin lead. Left lane, that comes in a bit high and leaves the 3-6. So we're finishing up too late for her to get a direct flight, or any flight for that matter, even connecting into Greensboro tonight. The ceremony is relatively early tomorrow. So Coach Eric Kearney, the husband of Kim Terrell Kearney, Hall of Famer, and also coach for North Carolina A&T, is going to drive Anna. How far is it? They said 10 hours.
10 hours.
10 hours. She couldn't get a rental car. Apparently that she could return in North Carolina. And we're here in the Grand Rapids area. It's far. Put it in your MapQuest.
I believe it's a little over 10 hours.
Oh. Well, good luck to both those guys. Hope everyone makes it just fine. Nice cover of the spare. We'll be back with more from the Intercollegiate Singles Championships right after this. The Bowl TV highlight of the week. Marissa Carey threw a clutch strike to clinch her spot in the semifinals, knocking off Arkansas State's Brooklyn Boudreaux. 563, 553. That got her on to the show on Elijah. Spectrum Lanes, this historic bowling center. A winner as well with a spot in the Intercollegiate Singles Championships on the line. We move ahead now to the 7th frame. Marissa is a psychology major with a minor in biology. She currently works as a pharmacy tech and will go to pharmacy school upon graduation. So got the next few years planned out. A lot of hard work, but she can't wait to be a pharmacist one day.
I've got tomorrow planned out, not the next 5-10
No,
years.
definitely not for me either. I'm with you. Left lane, that's way off the mark. 1, 2, 4, 10.
Yeah, right lane. Last time she missed in front. Most often enough, we overcompensate. Every player does it, even the professionals. Just missed way, way to the right. One, 2, 4, 10. Hit the head pin on the left side, slide it over, push it into the 10 pin.
Can she cover? Yes, she can. Really nice pickup. And a good spare from Marissa Carey from Indiana Tech. That was sweet. Just when you needed it most, and was trying to avoid losing momentum. It's the USBC Collegiate moment of the match, Kelly, for good reason.
Yeah, Dave, the 1, 2, 4, 10, sometimes it seems like it's a common spare now than the single pin, but she takes care of it just like it's any common spare on any given day.
Elijah, right lane. Pretty good looking shot, but 10-pin stance.
In comparison to the styles of game and the balls that they're using, there's 3 things that affect the outcome. 1 is the style of the player. 2, the lane condition, and 3, the bowling ball that they're using. You can see the yellow dot on the bowling ball. It's trying to stand up and roll forward. So the ball being late in towards the pocket is always going to see that ringing 10 as the 6-pin wraps itself horizontally around it. 3 factors.
There's Kim Terrell Kearney right behind her star player. Can you imagine the advice, the input you're getting from a Hall of Famer on a daily basis? Just pretty awesome.
I had the opportunity to work with her when she was assistant coach to Team USA, and always honest, always, never gave up her tricks, but just, such great guidance, good mentor.
Kim won 10 professional titles, 3 majors, most recently 2008 U.S. Open. A bit more on North Carolina A&T from Greensboro, home of the Aggies. As we've learned from talking to different players from that program, a lot of really strong majors there, good academic study programs, including engineering.
Engineering, accounting, animal
science. Yeah, awesome.
Exercise, yeah.
Did you know more than 85,000 kids bowl in high school, but only 4,000 of them can find college programs? Collegiate bowling is growing fast, but there's still work to be done. To learn how to start a program at your college, please visit bowl.com/collegiate.
She's only struck once on the right lane. High as well, so max score of 231, but she's going to finish on this lane. This is a big key shot right now.
8th frame works on a spare. Big shot right lane. Hoping for some help on the 10, but can't get it. Keeps things close.
Another phrase, 10 is great, but 9 is still good. Sliding 29, 17, 18 at the arrows. Really nice ball roll.
Unfortunately for her, the flat 10 result.
Yep.
Cross lane, watch it. Oh, she missed it. A tough corner pin spare, which can be so challenging, changes the match dramatically. Well, it's hard to imagine going into the 6th, working on a double. She had a chance for a huge lead. Now she's down 6 pins, and the win probability increases quickly for Anna.
Marissa, really quick pace. This match is going by like
Both
lightning.
fast, right? You're right.
No sitting down, just comes back, talks to her coach.
Well, she told us yesterday, and I thought it was interesting in talking with your interview about Sydney Bromett, the self-doubt that creeps in. She's shaking her head now. It's hard to overcome that, right?
It is. It is. Again, being on television, many thoughts running through your mind. Finding a natural pace. It's just the two of you. There were bowlers to the right and left of you when you're qualifying during competition. Now it's just the two on one pair. So many things that rattle through your brain trying to control the control.
Works on a strike. Chance for a 16-pin lead. Foundation frame. Anna Olaja comes through with a huge strike on the right lane.
.209 to 225 for the max score.
She's in the driver's seat now to the 10th frame.
Yep, still needs a mark. She wants to shut her out.
Came to North Carolina A&T as a 16-year-old teenager from Columbia. Only 20 years old, about to graduate. She's come a long way in her career. Looking for a win here. Flat 10. Familiar theme in this match.
Usually you chase the swing. Her swing chases her feet. That's how quick she's getting there. Huge, huge spare right there, Dave, and the reason being, Marissa now is going to have to double in the 10th if she wants any chance of winning the semifinal match. Anna can strike out here for 204 with this fill ball. The most Marissa can have is 209, but she needs all 3 in the 10th to do that.
Wow. .204, nice finish for Anna.
Really steady game for Anna. Her only hiccup was missing that 10 pin. 19 to 10 when I refer to those numbers. 19 at the arrows, 10 at the break point.
Only problem, the 6th frame open.
Marissa needs it.
Gotta have it. Doesn't get it. Leaves a 3-pin. And Anna will advance.
And have a little longer wait to get to graduation. But for good reasons.
Coach Harris got to warm up the car at some point. Ready for that 10-hour drive, maybe with a championship trophy. That'd be quite a gift to bring her parents who are coming from Columbia for the graduation ceremony. This one is mathematically over. Anna Olaja, North Carolina A&T. Originally from Cali, Colombia, has advanced to the championship match. Our second semi is on the way. From just outside Grand Rapids, collegiate bowling on CBS Sports Network. Anna Olaja, North Carolina A&T, 204-189 winner over Marissa Carey. And she is off to the championship match. Here just outside Grand Rapids, the BPA Road to the Finals. Elijah, impressive victory. The 12th seed will take on the winner of Isabel Allen and Katie Robb, our next semifinal. And Kelly caught up with them.
Isabel, you have traveled quite a distance to be here in bowling in the States, coming all the way from England. How did that transpose for you to bowl for Team McKendree, and how did that come about for you being in this position?
I mean, this position is like a lifelong dream. Like, I've wanted to come to college since I was really young, so like coming here now and like fulfilling this dream is something that I've always wanted to do, so I'm really happy.
From Delaware State University, Katie Robb.
Representing the Hornets of Delaware State and Dover, Delaware. She's from Swedesboro, New Jersey. That is South Jersey, just outside. Philly, north of you.
Or in my language, you know, exit 5.
Or just Philly.
Just Philly, yep, just outside of Philadelphia area, off the turnpike.
All right, here's Katie at 6'1". Outstanding talent. Gets the trip 4-pin. Great start. That's the way you start off a semifinal match.
From McKendree University, Isabel Allen.
Tamworth, England. Close to Grendon, UK. Both are north of London, she told us in our interview last night. Thrilled to have the opportunity to bowl for Shannon O'Keefe. Her husband Brian, the director of bowling operations at McKendree, is here coaching her up. As you said in the interview, yeah, Cal, she's come a long way to compete for the Bearcats. Now going for a national championship. Right lane starts her day in the semis. All 10 back.
Both ladies seem somewhat comfortable. 15 games for Isabel. Average of 191. Right in the middle of the pack of the other ladies.
All freshman national team this year. Honorable mention, All-American. And Division II, Division III Rookie of the Year nationally. So what a season for Isabel Allen. Little footwork issue. Left lane, didn't matter.
Gets the ball in the swing nice and smooth. Upper body position, shoulders were a little bit forward, too much momentum leaning over the foul line. Usually means the trail leg's going to kick out faster to try to stay on balance.
Results in average to get this far. Right lane. 4-pin stands for Katie Robb.
Both women playing in the same part of the lane. Tight angle to the pocket. 4-pin for me, usually it's a 2-in-1 move. Tripped it the last time, but on the right lane seems to be a little bit more hooking.
She's a junior at Delaware State, sports management major. Huge Philly sports fan. I mean, loves the Eagles, the Flyers, the Sixers, the Phils. Die hard. Nice 4-pin. Let's break her game down a little bit, Kel.
Tall young lady. Look back here. This is unusual. Her right foot is actually starting off the approach. Very long-legged. Starts with the ball just above the waist level. Gets the ball in the swing really quick. But look here, the ball is starting to come down before the foot's getting there. And notice the toe is pointed up in the air. A little scary sometimes because it puts a lot of pressure on the knee. Plants at the end, and then the upper body really collapses a lot.
Perfect shot, 1-3 pocket. It is legal, by the way, Kelt, of course, to start off of the approach. She's not breaking the rules. And we mentioned she's 6'1". She mentioned yesterday to us a lot of softball and basketball in high school. Really good basketball player.
Yes, but not all centers are level like this where you walk right onto the approach. There's some areas where you actually have to step up to the lane. So I'm curious how she battles that on some of the patterns or lanes that she bowls on. It just basically shorten up the first 2 steps. You have to.
All right, Isabel Allen, the All-American, off to a great start. Right lane, trying to keep it going. Not this time. Double wood 2-8.
Both tall young ladies. All right, so we said it's 38 feet. Break point should be around board 7-8, which she does right there. See the ball always start to pick up so quick here? That means it's lost energy. The ball should be roughly right before the head pin and the 1-3 pocket as it gets into that rolling out motion. So all the energy is depleted, lost it, not in the correct directional path.
Watch that sleeper rate. Covers nicely. She was the second consecutive McKendree Bearcat to be named GLVC, their conference freshman of the year as well. 200 average in traditional style play, 191.1 average in Baker play. Really good season. As you see, the BPA road to the finals for Isabel.
Really consistent with those matches, 628, 609, 588. So hence where that average comes from. Didn't deviate too much. No really big games, but no really low ones either.
Fourth frame, left lane. All 10 fall. We'll be back with more action from the Intercollegiate Singles Championships right after this. With a spot in the Intercollegiate Singles Championships on the line, we move ahead to the 8th frame. Home of the Bearcats, Lebanon, Illinois, not too far from St. Louis. Small enrollment. We saw Brian O'Keefe a moment ago, the Director of Bowling Operations. His wife Shannon, PWBA superstar, former Player of the Year. Is the women's head coach. From that McKendree program that has become a national powerhouse over the last several years now.
It's a good shot.
Wow, ring and 10 pin. Was a good shot, Kelly, you're right.
Yep. And it's so different too. Izzy seems to, she gets the ball out on the lane a little bit further. You can hear it as it hits the lane. Watch the loft. Just gets out on the lane. About 3.5 feet. Ball immediately wants to change direction. Great shot, both ladies keeping it nice and clean through this match.
Unable to get the strike streak going though. She had the first 2 of this match. Other than that, they've been spread out a bit. Her 4 strikes. So Katie Robb's in control at the moment. Cross lane, single pin spare conversion, has the 10 and has her mark. Words of advice from Brian O'Keefe. So chance for a 4-bagger here for Robb. We'll see more on Del State, home of the Hornets. Just under a 5,000 student enrollment there. Well, an hour from her home in New Jersey outside Philly, so it was a good fit for Katie to go to Delaware State. 8th frame, chance for a 23-pin lead. Coming in high. No baby split. That's good news. 3-pin.
Hit, it's got to be a step. It's not just a creep or a crawl. It's got to be a step. And again, 5 and 2, 5 left with the feet, 2 left with the target. Keep the break point roughly in the same area. Find more oil in front so the ball has a chance to get down the lane a bit further.
has her mark. A new era in youth bowling has begun, and the USA Bowling program needs you. USA Bowling has free seminars so you can learn the basic skills to teach youth bowlers the sport. Please visit bowl.com/USA Bowling to learn more. Kate told us last night in our pre-match interview, doesn't come from a bowling family, but really wanted to give a shout out. See the breakdown left lane, right lane for so far in the semifinal match. Parents Kathy and Bill and brother Billy all support her so much.
And for a young lady that says she doesn't really have many coaches along the way that was dedicated to work with individually, she really had a great analytical mind when she was talking about her ball selection. I started with this. I went right to this when I saw this happen. She really, learned the game from the student level of trying to understand ball motion and moves and doing them quicker. Oh, shaky 9 pin.
Some help on the 9 pin. Somehow, no.
Deeper inside in the left lane. Again, I love watching the colors of the ball go down the lane. You could just see all of a sudden it was blue, and it's green.
Nine-pin stance in the foundation frame, unable to strike there. So this is a very interesting finish coming up.
She's been high the last 2 times on this lane.
Another enormous shot, foundation frame down by 11. Works on a spare. Right lane for Allen.
Ooh.
7-pin late. Better late than never, Kelly. Down it goes.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised by that shot. I don't think she moved that much far deeper inside. If anything, she got it further right quicker. 14 at the arrows. So where she said she struggled moving deeper inside, to me, the ball speed was a bit firmer off her hand, so you could tell she's trying to get the ball down the lane even harder and move to the right. .227 max score for Izzy. 228 max score for Katie Ra.
Of a 9th, 10th frame roll off if we have a tie. Uh-oh.
There's trouble.
4-7-10. Really tough break so late. Isabel knows it.
Again, during qualifying, she always seemed to move to the right. I think she should continue to move deeper inside the lane.
Nice try. Trying to kick that pin cross deck for the 10, but instead it stands. It's an open frame. At this point, that might be the end for Izzy Allen.
Yeah, just a good shot off her hand. A few pins here in the 10th frame.
That's it.
She's going to advance to the final match against Anna.
Just 4. That's all Katie Robb needs from Delaware State to advance. I want to take on North Carolina A&T's Anna Olaja. She'll get 8. She'll get the win. Katie Robb from Delaware State will now match up with Anna Olaja from North Carolina A&T. The winner is the 2021 national champion. That match is on the way. Getting set for the championship match just outside Grand Rapids, the BPAA Road to the Finals. Anna Olaja head-to-head with Katie Robb. The winner is a national champion.
Katie Robb advancing in the bracket over Isabel Allen by a score of 215 to 195. Katie, I'm curious, I'm noticing a tattoo on your right bowling arm. Does that have any significance in your career in bowling in general? What does it signify?
It says, "I have no fear, I have only love," and it's from the song Gypsy, Fleetwood Mac, and it involves bowling because I have no fear. You know, I'm not scared of anything, and I got only love.
Anna, one came away from winning a championship title. What does this mean for you?
Everything. I think that it's you know, growing up I would only see Rocio and Maria and Clara be on TV, and I can't believe I'm doing something like that. I'm seeing my last name up there on the lanes. Either way, I'm very excited to be able to be here and representing not only myself, but my team, because I have them and I feel them supporting me. So I think it's a good thing for all of us.
It means so much for Ana Olaja. Speaking of the great Colombian PWBA bowlers and her teammates at North Carolina A&T. Ana, Katie, head-to-head. A national championship is on the line here on CBS Sports Network next. It's time to bowl for a championship. Just outside Grand Rapids. Dave Kelly, our entire crew with you, watching Katie Robb, Ana Olaja, head-to-head. The winner takes home the 2021 ISC Women's Singles Championship. Great match on the way here. Challenging conditions. Katie Robb knocked off McKendree's Isabel Allen. 250-195 second semifinal. Ana, a winner from Marissa Carey from Indiana Tech, 204-189 in the first semi. Championship match is underway. Left lane. Good shot, 10-pin for Katie Robb.
A darn triangle 60 feet away. Good shot. 10 is great, 9 is good. Makeable spare.
I think Katie Robb plays with a bit of a chip on her shoulder. She's got a lot to prove. That was her message last night in our pre-match interviews. She came here to prove she's not a fluke.
Yeah, very good relationship with Coach Alicia Current. You know, she could feel the confidence that Alicia has in her, and it overflows into her game. You can always believe in yourself, but when you have your friends and your family and teammates supporting you, it just elevates everything to another level.
Absolutely. Plus, she's a Fleetwood Mac fan, that's just way cool.
That's
it's just awesome.
Much history there.
Whole soul.
Well, you know, my friends nickname me Gypsy.
I did not know that. All these years I've known you, I did not know that.
I've traveled so much and lived out of a suitcase, so it suits me.
Little Stevie Nicks in you there? It's good. Tap on the 10-pin for Ana Olaja with her Hall of Fame coach watching closely.
She looks so comfortable right now. Holds the ball up high. Starts with the left foot, so 5-step approach, really runs to the foul line. But again, as she's running, her torso always stays nice and tall. Again, left arm is out in front, but look at her eyes. Her eyes are deadly focused on her target out in front of her. And again, for someone of such a petite stature, she really gets a lot of rotation on the ball as her hand rotates through it and can create much power and energy when the ball hits the pins.
Ana left lane. Had a hurry. Did just enough to get to the 1-3 pocket and take care of business.
Little double dribble that I did here. Drops the ball in the swing. She relies so much heavily on her follow through. Again, right here, this is the path. Anywhere within this zone, there's about a three board range. Right at the end of that pattern is 43 feet. So just between the two Heron hash marks is where the pattern ends. And you're going to look for the ball to change direction about 3 to 4 feet past the end of the pattern. Of course, it's blindfolded. You can't see. It's invisible.
Breakdown, left lane, right lane. Katie Robb, her first ever TV appearance here at the singles championship. Leads the 4-pin this time.
Finally starting to creep in, chase it left. Again, most of the time, I think the women in general, because their rotation is not as strong or as large in their rev rate and how much of the lane they cover, they tend to keep their angles more in front of them. Same thing on the women's tour. Therefore, their movements are very small. Only one board, maybe two, when they should be moving 3 or 4.
No problem there, has her spare. Katie would like to work for the Flyers or the Phils or Eagles. Sixers one day. Game operations. Says she'd like to be at the games. That would be pretty cool, though. Work in sports management on that level.
Got all the colors.
She's just thinking about a title.
Flyers, you got orange. You got the Eagles, who are green. And Phillies, red, white, and blue. Red and white.
Covered.
She does live in Jersey, though. And our paths never crossed.
It's hard to believe.
After all this time, yep.
Look out, big 4 high shot and a near impossible make for Katie. On the left lane, so a big breakdown and a challenging spare.
Yeah, this one off her hand as she plants and dips down through her body motion. Ball's on target right there, but really off her hand, it was just slower. If we had a speed gauge and everything, you could tell the ball was just really, really slow off her hand. Unfortunately, the Richard Nixon, the big 4.
Near impossible make here. Stays near impossible.
I've only seen one person make it on TV, Walter Ray Williams.
Walter Ray called that.
Yep.
I called that with Randy years ago. 2005, Norcross, Georgia. Suburban Atlanta. I checked it out recently on YouTube, Kel. It was funny as Walter's reaction. Because he made it and was so surprised he looked back like he was shocked he actually made it. Right lane here for Anna. Good start. Looks for the first 3 strikes.
Needs help.
Oof.
Ooh,
Didn't get it. 2-10 split.
Really pitched way outside. Sliding about 30, 18, 17 at the arrows. Again, you can just see the ball. It's still trying to push in this direction. Something a little bit more aggressive. We could try to get it curvature back to the pocket. Just long and late. That's what I say, long and late. We always try to teach our athletes, control the mid lane more. That's the middle 20 feet is the most important. Because off your hand, the ball's at its fastest speed. When it hits the pins, it's at its slowest. So the middle is the most crucial point because it's trying to change timing and speed within that 20 feet.
Takes out the 2, leaves the 10, open frame. For over 20 years, Carl Nicolai worked tirelessly as a volunteer for the collegiate bowling community. Carl was the founder and creator of the collegebowling.com website, which provided the rankings and stats for collegiate bowling for 20-plus years, including the stats for today's telecast. We wish Carl the best in his retirement and thank him for all of his years of dedication.
My collegiate years crossed paths with Carl. Yeah, I mean, really.
Just amazing.
Came up with the college bowling, listing all the cleats.
Best of luck on this spare. 1, 2, 4, 10. Very challenging pickup here for Elijah. As the lanes break down here, Kel.
Yeah, right here. Get the ball just to the left side of the head pin, so the head pin goes directly into the 10 pin, and then the ball will take out the 2 and the 4.
Not to beat. Loses count.
Yeah, 6 and 1. That's tough.
Just like that, an even match, and Kim Terrell will try to pass off some Hall of Fame level knowledge to her star. So we're all even here, Kelly.
Yeah. Now the big transition is just starting to happen. As women, they're seeing the ball hook early. So now when they start to migrate left, they're getting into a fresher part of the lane with that head oil. So often enough what we see on the tour is you go left, which creates a steeper angle, but then you have to go to something that's more aggressive in your hand. And you can see right here, Katie did go, she went from an asymmetric bowling ball to a very strong symmetric with aggressive cover. So if she continues to migrate inward, it should slow down in the front portion, read the middle, and give good shape to the 1-3 pocket.
Let's see if someone can knock down all 10 after 3 straight opens. Not this time, way high. 3, 6, 9, 10. Lot standing here for Katie Robb.
Yeah, these, giant step. 6 boards, 7, 8 boards. Big leap, new zone. Get out of that third hour area, get somewhere between 19, 20, 21, somewhere around there. Let the ball feed its way to the 1-3 pocket, but a drastic move inward. I think she's just trying to fit it right now. Need some help.
Lots of cover, and boy, another open. So the wheels have come off here, unfortunately for these two. 6-10 stand, back and forth with open frames.
Yeah, I know Katie, she made the right move. She made the ball change, but again, just, it's like trying to be lined up. Like you're trying to get to the head pin, but there's a line of cars in front of you. You just can't get there. It's just not going to happen. You have to get away from that traffic area, find a new path to the pocket, and again, it's got to be like a 7-3 move with the feet. 7 boards left with the feet, 3 boards left with the target. Yeah, big. Yeah.
I like that traffic jam analogy. That's a good one. All right, let's see if she can make these adjustments and pick up a mark. That's a much better shot.
Much better shot, yeah. (26-27). A bit more angle.
Ring and 10 pin.
Well, we said it'd be medium scoring. 215, 190, 2-0, 180. And Nick Hoagland and his patterns, when he designs them using that Kegel machine, it's a rarity these days to see any athlete, any competitor use one ball for a long period of time.
We've got a spare. Much needed mark for either player here after 4 straight opens. So a brand new match again as we go back and forth.
All right, right now, the way I see it, the ladies, they've burnt up this spot. There is no more oil right around here, and they're hovering on this point. These ladies need to get the ball between 19 and 20 down to that hash mark at 43, 44 feet.
Anna's moved in. Let's see.
She heard me.
Yep. And look at that. Better shot.
9
Tough break. 9 pin. It was a really good ball, though.
Yeah. Really good shot. And exactly what I said, okay? Again, there's so much friction built up in front of them. She's 19, 20 at the arrows. You can see between the here's 40 feet. Here's 43 feet. Patterns at 38. So right at that hash mark is where the ball should be changing direction. And that's perfect execution and ball motion. Fortunately, just a bad break for leaving the 9 pin.
There's the 9. And there's the single pin spare conversion. But without a strike, things remain in doubt for sure. Heading to the midway point, there's a probability. Anna's got it 72% plus right now. Subject to change.
Halfway through our championship final. 5 frames left.
Anna's hoping to give herself a graduation present. Get in the car and get herself to Greensboro in time. Nicely done left lane. Crunches 10 into the pit with a really good shot, labeling the 1-3 pocket.
Coach Kim was happy with it. Deeper part of the lane, great camera angle.
Midway point, Kelly championship match, but only one can win a title here today.
Who's it going to be, Dave? K-Rob or Anna?
Half a match to go, but they are bowling for everything here in suburban Grand Rapids, Michigan. Dave Ryan, Kelly Kulik, our entire crew watching Katie Robb head-to-head with Anna Olasha. ISC Women's Singles Championship match is on the line. Anna gets more advice from the Hall of Famer. Close match. Trophy, the watch, and the honor being part of bowling history on the line here.
Anna looks more comfortable on the lane than she does talking off of it.
No doubt about it. She's shy.
After those back, 9-spare strike.
Sixth for Katie Robb, works on a spare. Ten-pin.
Good delivery. Bigger move inside. Ball now has a chance to skid. Skid, hook, roll. Skid, hook, roll. 28, 15, 16. Doesn't have quite as much rotation. Again, this is the indicator right here, the 40 to 43 mark. That's what that means. When we're bowling on these Brunswick Pro Evelyn lanes, whoever came up with the design to put those hash markers really giving distance gives you an idea, because, Katie talked about Andy Nyer giving her a box for the ball to go through. Make a box around that hash mark. That's where the ball has to go. Hit the center of the box.
All important. Cross lane, single pin conversion, has the 10, has the spare. One of the great benefits of USBC youth membership is the chance to earn college scholarships so you can pursue your dreams. In 2020, more than $8 million was awarded in scholarships across the country. Learn more at bowl.com/youth. Anna's in the driver's seat, but that is where we stand currently. Anything can happen.
Great shot from Katie. Right there is where she needed to put an X on the board, and she does it. She said it earlier, sometimes her drift can be a hindrance in her game, but when you start to move in and deeper, you need the drift. You need to get the hips out of the way. You need to go left and be able to create that in and out swing. Finally moves in, takes a giant step, proves it by going 9-spare strike. Few frames left in this championship match. Anna ahead by 13 pins.
When Anna got to North Carolina A&T, the only international player at 16 years old. Now there are players from Costa Rica, Puerto Rico, and Colombia. Big changes in the program there. Right lane. Oh my. Oh my. 1, 2, 4, 10. That never came back to the pocket.
No. 30, she really accelerated at the bottom of the swing. Now, I've been saying the whole time to get it to the spot, which is really good, and she did exactly that. But unfortunately, the angle it was coming in from was further inside, laying down, and the acceleration at the bottom of the swing just caused the ball never to slow down soon enough. A little bit of nerves, a little bit of, energy, really, acceleration from the top to the bottom.
That's a critical miss.
Yeah.
Lots to cover here. Big spare attempt. Can't do it. It's the 10-pin standing. And
Still
this
a close
late in
match.
the open, boy, that tightens things up a lot. Wow.
You wonder how the lanes go from being average, you know, the 190 average, 195 average between the two ladies for the matches, to all of a sudden just devastatingly change. I mean, I've experienced this too. There's no fault. We're all humans, everything. It just, sometimes the lanes just go so quickly that the moves that would normally work are unfortunately are not working fast enough. Better shot there off her hand.
Much better result. Left lane. That tap 10 pin, down it goes. But her third open frame of the match.
She's disappointed too.
Detrimental, to say the least. Up steps Katie Robb with a chance to take the lead here. 8th frame, works on a strike. Still, the win probability is in Anna's favor. For the lead, right lane. Missed the target a bit, but got some late help and does have the lead. Wow, what a break.
I didn't see that coming, Dave. 2-4-5 standing. Next thing you know, there's nothing on the pin deck. Watch this.
How did it happen, Kelly?
Watch the head pin off the sideboard, slides through the 2 and the 4 to kick out the 5. The 5 then takes out
the 2.
Yeah,
just a helicopter.
Head pin takes out the 4 and the 5, has enough energy to spin around and knock the 2 backwards.
Not sure I've ever quite seen that kind of pin reaction. That was just amazing.
And these are brand new pins.
Yeah.
You know, the women and gentlemen have been bowling all week long on what the center provided, but for the shows, they put in brand new sets of pins.
Wow.
And they're already bouncing. Goes from being down to a 9-pin lead.
This for 19-pin advantage. Foundation frame. Our 5th strike of this match. Katie Robb gonna find the range, cannot quite get there again, leaves the 10-pin.
No, but at least in the last 3 to 4 shots, aside from the rolling the 2-pin, she's been able to get inside and hit the 1-3 consecutively. Seems to me that that right lane down there has a bit of a hang spot, no matter what the length of the pattern is, 38 feet, 44 feet. This seems to be like there's just not enough texture in the lane to get the ball back to the pocket, because exactly what I said, that both ladies are getting it to that 40 to 43 foot mark. But almost like the right lane is going downhill in that area.
Deep start outside the approach. Huge conversion, gets it.
Still a close match. Anna throws a couple strikes here. She's only down by 8 pins.
Brandon Clemmer from McKendree was our last champion in Dayton, 2019. The event, as we talked about, not held last year because of COVID. We're back in 2021 and on the verge of declaring a champion here. Neither school's ever won a singles title. So either way, history will be made.
Better shot. Doesn't have the roll for the 2-pin. So here's the only thing I could think of is when Anna did move left. Again, in understanding the manufacturer's bowling balls and what they developed, she's using what's on the low spectrum, something that's supposed to go very, very long in distance. Not sure if she thinks she needs it because of her ball speed. But right there, everything's in the right motion. But you can see this pin right here. It has to get this way moving forward. And it just does it way, way, way too late.
This is going right down the wire.
Yep. Wouldn't have it any other way.
Solid spare shooting. Has her mark.
She was on the left lane last 2 times she struck.
Left lane, another huge shot for Anna. Didn't quite get the ball reaction she wanted in that 1-3 pocket. 2-4-5.
Ball is just not slowing down.
Growing up in Columbia, Anna's dad had a membership to a club that had tennis and basketball and bowling on the grounds, and she and some friends had a tennis lesson scheduled. Well, it rained that day, hot summer day in Columbia. Went inside, started bowling, fell in love with the sport.
And then racked up the food bill.
That's right. Charged a bunch of burgers. The dad's bill.
I
Nice
thought it was
cover.
included in the membership.
Just a little kid, didn't know any better.
All right, she strikes out here 168. 168. That means if she strikes here and Katie goes 9 out, we get a tie. No strike here for. Did you see it? It's the arrows in the lanes.
Just 9 pins for national championship for Katie Robb. Needs 9 for a national title. Gets 10 and wins the 2021 ISC Women's Singles National Championship. Congratulations to Katie Robb of Delaware State. She has done it in 2021.
Your intercollegiate singles champion all the way from Delaware State, ladies and gentlemen, Miss Katie Robb by a score of 186 to 166 over Anna Elijah all the way from Columbia. Katie Robb standing on the sideline with a little fear. I have no fear, have only love. That was your slogan. Well, you were fearless, my young lady. What is this feeling going for right now?
This feels absolutely surreal. This is 100% the best day of my life. You know, wanted to put Delaware State on the map, and I'm more than proud to.
You have that tattoo on your right arm. What's the tattoo on the left one? I caught that as you were bowling.
You know, it's part of the lane, the arrows to the lane.
I saw that. 7 arrows, hit the middle one. Well, young lady, you controlled everything today. Congratulations on winning the championship title, 2021 Intercollegiate Singles Championship, 9 of 23 strikes. And when we come back, we will wrap up this event.
Congratulations to Katie Robb. She's the 2021 ISC Singles Championship winner. Be sure to join us next week at 8 Eastern for the men's singles finals from the Spectrum Entertainment Complex here in Grand Rapids, Michigan.